News Trust is a website that helps people find quality journalism online and also helps them find and recognize quality information. And we do this by rating the news together based on core principles of journalism. So we ask ourselves, is the story fair? Is it factual? Does it provide context? Is it well sourced? And in the process, not only do we find good information, but also we end up becoming more discriminating news readers so that we can make more informed decisions as citizens. Well, it all started back in 2004 when I was talking to a lot of American citizens about some of the issues related to the election. And I noticed that a lot of people were always referring to opinions that they had read or seen on TV. And often their judgment as citizens was based on these opinions rather than based on factual information. And I felt the need to establish a common ground among all citizens based on facts rather than opinions, and to build an appreciation in all of us for good journalism, which is so important for us to make informed decisions in a democracy. Well, Ashoka and Knight have really helped our organization in terms of providing, a steady resource over a period of 3 years that we can count on in order to grow our organization. So we're essentially able to first make sure that the founder can continue to work on the project without having to worry about being able to devote his full time to the project, and that's really important. Additionally, Ashoka has put us in touch with many other social entrepreneurs and allowed me to learn more about best practices in this field. By talking to other social entrepreneurs, even though they're not necessarily in my field, I've been able to become more savvy. I come from a commercial background, and I didn't know so much about how to run a nonprofit and what are some of the best practices for doing that. And I've learned immensely just from being in contact with other people who struggle with the same problems. That knowledge that I've acquired has been absolutely wonderful. So it's not just the stipend, it's the knowledge, although we appreciate the stipend very much. Yes, we have collaborated with Ashoka Fellows. Specifically, in February of this year, we conducted a news hunt about education, where we joined forces with Ashoka and other Ashoka Fellows to try to find quality journalism about education. And in the course of a week, we got some great suggestions from many of the fellows, and many of them ended up reviewing some of the stories on our site. And that in itself was very helpful to strengthen our relation with other fellows. In addition, I've had numerous interactions with other fellows. Tim Carpenter, for example, invited me on his radio program where I was able to talk to his audience about the work that we do at News Trust. I've exchanged emails and introductions with Mark Hannes, who's not only introduced me to people that he thought might further our cause, but I've been able to do the same for him. And those are just two examples of some of the interactions that we've had. So being part of the Ashoka community is really important to us. And every time I connect with another Ashoka fellow, I learn something new, and I hope that they learn something as well. So it's a really important part of the process, and I'm so grateful to Ashoka and to Knight for making it possible for me to become part of this network. What we'd like to see happen eventually is make sure that every citizen has access to quality information, and more importantly, that they can develop within themselves the news literacy skills required to identify quality information, to recognize the difference between good and bad journalism. So, our ultimate goal is to make sure that everybody has access to these tools and is actually using them and is becoming more savvy. about the news that they consume. So we've got a ways to go because there are a lot of people out there who need these skills. However, we're very happy with the progress we've made so far. Last year, we served 500,000 news consumers who came to our site or were exposed to our widgets, and many of them have made some measurable progress. They started out, not knowing a lot about the difference between news and opinion, or maybe they were very partisan in the kind of news that they consumed, and they have been exposed to more diverse sources. They come to the site and they're able to not only read stories from a variety of point of views, but also be able to themselves participate as reviewers. And by rating the news and rating it based on core principles of journalism, they're able to open their minds and be able to access a lot more information than they were before. So we've made progress, but this will take years. This could take decades, to really have the impact that we hope to have, which is to have every world citizen be able to have access to this tool. But we're well on our way, and with the support of Ashoka and Knight, I think we can do a lot more in coming years. My name is Fabrice, and I'm a change maker.